Morning guys, we are out for a nice, well, say nice, a threshold run today after an easy swim this morning because I am exhausted, and so I have no idea how this is going to go, but I've had some coffee, had some breakfast after my swim, and hopefully that will bode well. It's really bad weather today in London, nice and wet and windy, although it has just stopped raining, so that's nice. On the cards today, like I said, is threshold. So we've got 7 by 4 minutes at threshold, kind of 4 minute to 350 pace, hopefully. Again, we'll see. As I'm just running right now along the Thames Path to get to where I want to do my intervals for today. Okay, so we're about to start. I am right where I want to be. This is my favourite spot to start. Flat's 20 minutes that way. Got a long, nice, wide, open bit of tarmac this way. So yeah, 7 by 4 minutes. This is going to be hard. Get the watch ready. See you in 4 minutes. Okay, that's 3:07 done. Almost hitting 4 minutes per K. So there for one of them. A bit faster for one of them actually, that felt good. Unfortunately though, it's now back for the remaining 4 into the rain and wind. Looks like it's raining quite a lot. That's where I've got to go, to the O2 over there. So this might be pretty grim. 5 done. Paces are coming. Very pleased, but boy, it's really wet now. I'm taking shelter in my 1 minute rest. This is grim, but good, but grim. So I've been home for a little bit since the end of that run, just enough time to have some lunch, have a quick rinse off in the shower, because oh my god, it was so cold and so wet. To recap that run again, 7 by 4 minutes at threshold, and for me, although it's not the intent of the session, that tends to be around 1k at threshold for me, aiming for kind of 3:55, 3:50 to 4 minutes. It was really tough. The weather's pretty grim at the moment. As I look outside, it's still raining, even though it's been a couple of hours since I finished my run. So it was pretty grim. It was super windy. I didn't really think about the route that I was running and how windy it would be. So going along the Thames, it was brutally windy. So something to take into account for next time. However, all my reps were between kind of 3:58 and 4:05, which, considering how tired I am, considering the weather, I'm not that heartbroken. They weren't quite where I wanted to be. I think the effort level was still appropriate for threshold, so I can't really complain. So after a quick bit of lunch and a nice little rest, it's time for just an easy base turbo today. I was hoping to get 3 hours done, but I just don't think I've got the legs to do that today. So I'm going to cut it down to 2 hours and just keep it high quality at the watts that I wanted, rather than kind of dropping it down and doing longer. So we're going to do, it'll be a 10-minute warm up and a 10-minute cool down, and that hour and 40 in the middle will all be around 200 watts, which is pretty much the upper end of zone 2 for me. Just a nice steady pace. I've got the turbo ready just over here. So we've got couple of water bottles, just water. There's 1 bottle on the bike, which is 120 grams of carbs, and then I've got 30 grams worth of carbs in Jelly Babies. So 150 grams for 2 hours, 75 grams an hour. Isn't as high as I would normally go if I was actually had a session. However, I think it's important to kind of vary it, not have too much when you're not working as hard. So without further ado, I'm going to get changed to turbo. Now I've set it up, Theragun my legs just to loosen them up a little bit, and then hop on the turbo for a couple of hours. It's not even that hard, it's just hot. I hate turbo, but it's like 12 degrees. Celsius outside, so it's probably 15, 16 in here. One small fan is not sufficient and it's just hot, but we're getting it done. Been sat at 200 watts for like 35 minutes with a 10-minute warm-up, so we've still got an hour and 15 minutes left, an hour at 200 watts. It's good fun, really enjoying myself.
You're all that I could see, you're all that I could see when I could hardly walk on my own. I had to lift myself out of the trench below. Haven't I suffered enough to let you go?
So it's now 9:30. It's been a fair few hours since I finished my turbo, because I basically just jumped off the turbo, had some dinner and have been relaxing since then. But as you can see just beside me, I am not managing my time very well at the moment since finishing university, and I have forgotten to do my edit for yesterday's video, which is the first one of this Train Like a Pro series. So I'm going to do that now and say goodbye to the camera in my hand. I also have my evening before bed, or I guess editing meal now. We've got some granola with some raisins, some blueberries and then some Greek yogurt. Surprisingly hungry. It's been a big day of training. We did, 4 hours, so we did a technique-based swim where we did 2K of swimming in about an hour. Really slow, but really nice just to focus on that technique, so it's not something I do very regularly, like once a month. We then had the run that I took you guys along for, which ended up being an hour and 5 minutes at, I think, just under 5 minute per K averages, where we did about a 20-minute warm-up to get to where I wanted to do the intervals. Then we did 7 by 4 minutes, well, 7 by 1K for this one, but 7 by 4 minutes at threshold with 60 seconds rest in between, either being static or a light jog. Really pleased with how that went. Was pretty much hitting the times that I wanted to. Maybe slightly slower than I'd really hoped, but with the amount of wind and rain, I'm not that displeased with that, and I'm also pretty knackered, so hey ho. And then yeah, we hopped on the turbo, 2 hours, an hour and 40 of that being pretty much bang in the middle of zone 2 for me at 200 watts. Great day overall. Big training sessions done. I'm very tired, so I'm gonna make sure that I refuel, gonna get this edit done and then get a good night's sleep before we're up early to watch the Formula 1 qualifying tomorrow and another big day of training. Let me know down below what kind of things you want to see from these videos. I've got a few things that I definitely want to talk about. I want to talk about nutrition, we're going to talk about brick sessions tomorrow, we're going to talk about recovery and work life or training life balance. But if there's other things that you want to hear me talk about when it comes to my training or training in general, then please let me know down in the comments and I'll try and fit those into these videos. So without further ado, I'm going to get on with my edit. Thank you all so much for watching and I'll see you in the next episode.